Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Just yesterday, I made a video on how to create this. And right before I was going to delete the file, I started playing around with it. And I made a clone. So this video is really about the clone that I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is it's all one piece. In this first video, I had it in two pieces, but I made it one piece. This is our control curve on layer one. If we go to the interact fill tool, and I change this, watch over here when I change the angle. You get a completely different look. I mean, look at that. Now it looks like stars and Ys. Now it looks like boxes with lines on them. Looks like a six-sided polygon that's kind of broken up, and I bet you could even tweak it where they look like they're together. And then it's got like little, I don't even know what you'd call it, but really cool to play around with the clone tool. So let's just move this out of the way and let's build another one. I'm going to hit P to put it in the center of the page. So if you don't know how to get to this point, now on part one, so it's called point was not called, I think it's actually part two. This will be part three, because I start off with a six-sided polygon. So in the first part, I put a line to separate these, but on this one, I'm not. I'm just going to get the Smart Fill tool. And keep in mind, we're working in the center of the page. So now I'm going to actually delete it this time because I think I'm done with it. And I'm going to get my interactive fill tool, and I'm going to swipe from the bottom upwardly, and I'm going to go ahead and put black. I could actually fill it in with black to begin with. I'm going to fill it in with black and then put a blue really close to it to make sure it looks blue. I'm actually going to put another couple of blues a little bit close. Whoop. That's when if somebody asks me what that happens, it's because I don't hit that line and hit the plus sign. So I'm going to put another blue in, and then I'm going to put a white one. So I can just drag white and drop it right there. Now, I think on that one, can't remember if I had two or, yeah, I've got two. So maybe we'll make this one three. So go back to interactive fill tool and drop another white, and then another white. And then if you don't want your white so prominent, you could bring in another blue and make the whites a little skinnier lines. See on that middle one, I've already got this. And then you could play around with it, whatever. But here's what you need to do is go up to edit and clone it. Now, a lot of times your clone will be on top. That is our clone curve. This is our control curve. For some reason, it's on the bottom. I'm going to bring in an indexing line just to make sure I know where to put that. And I'm going to I can move this totally out of the way, but I want to nudge this back. There we go. Now I can control D to duplicate. I've got to group it. No, it's just one piece. So control D and duplicate it and put the rotation right there and rotate it 60 degrees. Control D, control D, control D, control D. So when I first did this, I wasn't really proud of that, but I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to control G to group. I controlled D, I didn't need to. I'm going to rotate this guy 30 degrees to make it have a flat side. I'm going to reduce it and make it 2 inches like I did before because my nudge factor is set on 2. Now you can move it and just control D or hit the plus key on your keyboard. And then I would suggest grouping that together in control D, getting that four-sided cross. And then if you control D now, you're going to keep going downhill or at an angle. So if you will group this, control G, control D, and then move this one straight down, you'll have, now the next time we go Control D. Now, to make this work, you've got to ungroup all this because it's a bunch of groups. It's 6 objects, but it's all grouped. So I would ungroup all. You know what? I'm just gonna zoom in where you can see part of it. Now we can get our interactive fill tool. So this is our control curve, which means it controls everything. Take this angle and watch these. Trying to zoom in where you could see that. Look at that. Look at that. Let me just, wow. See, you've taken all the blue away. Wow. You know, you could get 100 different graphics from the same drawing. And if you wanted to, now you could add another color. I'm not going to suggest you do, but we're going to take a blue and let's make that white blue. Look at that. Now just every third line is blue. And you could do anything you wanted to. Let's put a red. I wouldn't suggest it, but look at that. And let's put a yellow where the white was. I mean, look at that. I don't know that you would ever draw that. I'm just showing the possibilities of the clone tool. Anyway, little fun project. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.